all sorts of special accomplishments, and we have those to do today and recognize some individual achievements and things that people are doing that you may not know about. So we're going to start off with our Employee Officer of the Month, and our Employee of the Month for the month of May is Miss Dominique Kelley. We'll say hello to her. In May, a civilian approached the open garage door on the DDC and asked property clerk Dominique Kelley for assistance. Kelley followed the civilian to the crosswalk of 3rd Avenue and James Robinson Parkway to assist an older gentleman who had fallen on the sidewalk. Kelley waited for the medics to arrive to ensure the gentleman was taken care of and then returned to her post. Clearly, this wasn't a part of her daily responsibilities, but she took the role of being a public servant to the extent that she did. We'd love to recognize her as our Employee of the Month, and I think she's done a fantastic job, and we will do that. See, it's all in there. We get our picture made. Reggie dresses like me. There we go. Hang on one second. We'll give you our, this is the best part. This is 8 hours of leave. You get a day off. There's that. Don't sell that. Don't sell it. We have a coin and one of our pens as well. And we have a tumbler at your desk. So congratulations to you. Thank you very much. You can. So there's one person who has advantages in here. Maybe more than one. We have legacy people here, right? So we stole Miss Kelley from a legacy, right? A person who came here. And if you don't know, the most important thing HR does is what? Recruit our people. Well, she was recruited by her mother, who's in HR. So Miss Cobbs, would you say hello, right? There we go, that's it, there we go. So, proof, it's proof, right? Proof that we have recruiting in the works. So, let's see. So we're going to introduce you to our Officer of the Month for May 2024, and her name is Miss Elizabeth Lopez. Would you say hello to her? It says in June, Corporal Lopez was on duty in the RHU unit at DDC when her fellow officer began showing signs of distress and a medical emergency after an extraction involving a chemical agent. Recognizing the symptoms, Corporal Lopez promptly took action by calling for medical assistance and retrieving the officer's car keys to get her inhaler. Her quick thinking and decisive actions prevented a potential major asthma attack. Corporal Lopez ensured her partner received the necessary care by getting her to the hospital. Her exemplary actions embody the dedication of a DCSO officer and deserves this recognition, no doubt about it. There we go. There we go. We'll make her. There we go. We got some more goodies here. Let's see. There's a ribbon for your uniform and a pen to go, and there's 8 hours of leave as well, and we have a tumbler at your desk. So congratulations to you. Job well done. Yeah. So we stole Miss Lopez from a long way away, some state called California. We don't know if everything in California is what we want here, but we want Miss Lopez here. Is that all right? And then she went to this place called Trousdale. If you know anything about corrections, she lived in Trousdale. She can live here. Was on our SORT team and has done some really good work and is going to do great work here. So I tell a lot of people this. It doesn't matter how you got here, right? We're all misfits a little bit. The plan may not have been, your mom may have recruited you, or we stole you from California, or you may have come here as an intern. Isn't that right, Marcia? Where's Marcia at? Marcia? Well, see, I was going to get to that too. So Marcia and I came here as interns, and we're still trying to figure out how to get out of here. But sitting next to Marcia is Mr. Price Jones. He's an intern. Would you wave your Price is our intern. Price is going to the FBI, and then he's going to come back and help us run the sheriff's office. He's in law school at Belmont and helping us this summer. And I don't know, Mr. Pulley in here? We have the youngest intern ever, in Russ Pulley, who's here with us this summer as well. Like to introduce him. But Price, we expect you to come back and help us once you get into the world of FBI and law school. We don't like lawyers, do we, Kelly or Karen? But Okay, well, we'll embarrass you too. So we could have brought you down here. We should do that. But thank you for your work, Nicole and Price. Who knows? Y'all may be standing here like Marcia and I here in a few years wondering why in the heck y'all are all, but it doesn't matter how we got here, right? It matters what we do once we get here. And there are plenty of examples of that every month that we get to recognize. And sometimes we have special guests to come and make their own presentation, and we have a special one today. And so I'd like to introduce the Chief of Police in Tullahoma, Tennessee, Mr. Chase Sons, who has a presentation he'd like to make.
On May 16th, city of Tullahoma, that incident where Fort Lambert, he was a CIT trained correctional. On his way back to training, he was a vehicle accident in front of him. Fort Lambert could have hit him hard. He could have driven back, all of that. He showed great honor and integrity. He stopped, pulled out and burned the vehicle, and then hit him with a big fire. So, his courage and dedication led to save that man and really thanking enough for his courage and dedication to his job. There's no doubt that he's going to be very far in his career now to get up there. I just want to thank you.
We're going to also present Corporal Lambert with a exemplary service ribbon to go along with that, and we appreciate your work, appreciate your thoughtfulness that day. I want to thank Chief Sons for helping us be here, and we'll give you this, and we'll get all squeezed in here. See, he bosses it every month. He's a control freak. Doesn't it look like a control freak? There we go. Appreciate your work. Congratulations to you. Thank you for your service. Chief, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, so I know y'all don't like these stories, but I like to tell them because this is the best part of my job. Go back to the rest of the day. But if you don't know, my dad is from Tullahoma, Tennessee. And so to have the Chief of Police here and my I don't know how you say this. I used to say when I was a kid, I'd say my great uncle or whatever. So however many greats, about 4 or 5 greats ago, my uncle was the sheriff in Moore County. I clearly didn't know him. But you can come up to my office, I'll show you something that's kind of cool. So Coffee County, Moore County, it's all right down in the same area. And so my dad's great uncle was a sheriff in 1915, and he was the youngest sheriff ever elected. He was 19 years old. Back then, yeah, that's amazing. I thought I was young. I was 37. That's half my age. So he was 19. You could only run 2 terms, and he ran 2 terms or won 2 terms. Was the youngest sheriff in the history of the state of Tennessee. And so on the courthouse steps where the jail was located in one of his terms, he planted a tree, a sapling, as you say. And so it's all written upstairs, and I have to believe it. It wasn't on the internet, so I know I believe it. His grandfather was 90 plus years old when I got elected and came to see me and gave me a gavel, because the grandfather of that man went and got a limb out of the tree and made gavels from the tree that the sheriff had planted in 1915. And so I was sharing with Chief Sons that I hope at least, and by the way, they have a cool museum down in Moore County if you ever get a chance to go. There's other things in Moore County y'all probably know a lot more about. It comes in a bottle and it's dark, has water. But that's not the only thing down there. There's other things down there. So, but it's great to have, my dad would be super cool, super proud to think Chief of Police in Tullahoma came down to visit us today. And he didn't come to see me. He came to see Corporal Lambert, who was on his way to a CIT program to learn how to help people here. And as Chief Sons said, he could have driven on, as a lot of people do. and he could have said, I'm going to be late or I have another job to do. And so the coin and the time that you took to come here means a lot to Corporal Lambert. I want all of us to give Chief Sons a acknowledgement of coming down here, and one more time for Corporal Lambert for the work that they've done. Great job. Thank you. So, I don't like the word loser, right? But if you're going to be a loser, you need to be the best loser or the biggest loser, right? So if you're going to have a contest, whatever it is, you want to win, right? I mean, that's why there's a scoreboard. I don't care what the YMCA says. I used to love that, man. We'd say, all the parents, let's don't keep scores and don't. I'd go home every time my son, we won 11-4. I mean, it didn't matter what the deal was. So if you're going to keep score, you want to win. And so if you're going to have a contest called the biggest loser, you want to win. So we have winners today of the biggest loser here. Loser as in weight, right? And so, and I love this name, Finance Finest. So let's bring up the Finance Finest up here who lost the most weight in our biggest loser contest. I think they've been the finest. I don't care what they did, right? And now I feel like we're going to give them free cheeseburgers. That's not true. That's not true. We're going to give each one of them a day off for the work that they do every day, and for your. I'm going to give you. And there's your day off, Nikita. You well deserved. You did great. Amanda, there we go. Congratulations to you. And Belinda, there's your day off. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And then I get a picture made with all the finest.
Yeah, he's not up here.
No, he's not coming up here. The sort team will tackle him. There we go. Congratulations, guys. Biggest loser winners. That sounds hard to say. So real quick, a couple things that we've talked about each month. The budget's over. That's a good thing. It's more better news than maybe even expected. Last time I was in here, I think I was saying that they were expecting a 3.5% cost of living and a 3% increment. It went up to 4% cost of living and 3% increments. So most everyone in here should be getting a 7% increase, which is fantastic. In a year when, believe it or not, even though the city's doing great, the revenue is not so much, because usually when you change mayors, the last mayor spends all the money on the way out. That's just the way it is. So it was surprising to me, but happy that all of you are going to benefit from that, and we want you to. I do want to remind you that we have three categories. Obviously, you're in the pay system, you're on a pay plan. Within that pay plan, there are steps, and if you get to the top step, we call that top out. If you're beyond the top out for reasons that we don't all have to know, you are called redlined. Redline means that money can't move. Topped out means you're topped out in your pay grade. You can clearly move into other grades, but there are a handful of people, not single digits, I think, in each one of those categories. So it's not a lot of people. Vast majority of everybody here will see a 7% raise. And I think that's great news and good news to try to keep up with what it costs to live in this city or wherever you live to try to get here. So super happy about that, and I think we're going to be. I have no idea. I haven't seen my paycheck in 30 years. I have no idea when we get them, but Evan, you might can tell us. I don't know. Well, next one. That's how I would answer. It's going to be on the next. I have no idea when it is. So whenever y'all know when you get your paycheck, Evan doesn't know. 26. Ms. Cobbs, no, it's the 26th. I don't know why I looked at Evan. That was dumb. But it's on the 26th paycheck. I guarantee you some of y'all know exactly when it is. That's a good thing. But anyway, that's all good news. These are way down in the weeds things that it doesn't impact you day to day, but it does. I want to give you the credit. We've had the mayor of Nashville came here and early in his term, I think I mentioned this to you, and presented some proclamations for Chief Ford and Chief Wilkes 2 different times, and has told me more than once how impressed he was with the quality of the people that he met and the family atmosphere that is felt here amongst everyone. He wasn't running for office anymore. I don't think he was just telling me that. It was quiet, it was private. He doesn't need to tell me that. I believe him. So much so that he also helped fix a major hole in our budget, a $9 million hole in our budget. I've been here 24 years in this role, whatever it is. We've never had a $1 million hole. And so to be able to have to go ask that in a new mayor in a new term when money wasn't easy to find and he found the money for us is a credit to the people who he thinks work here. And I want you to know that. I want you to believe that. It's not because he loves me. Promise. I mean, we are friends, but I'm just saying it's not I'm doing you a favor. It is the people here deserve what we need to run the operation. So much so that we had some council members behind the scenes who were trying to dip into some of the $9 million that we needed to do other things with. So they had to push back on even that quietly. So I was super, super proud of what they did for us. And I went and met with him again last week or so. I forget when it was. And we have a lot of good things moving forward. Behind the scenes, even beyond the $9 million, another thing that I've been frustrated about for many years is we really don't have a special events budget, special events monies. So we've had to pay for sort and pay for mobile booking and other functions really out of our operating budget because it wasn't budgeted to do it. And we thought we were doing a good service, and one day people would help pay us the money it takes us to do it, meaning the city council, the mayors. We put the money in the budget this year to try to get mobile booking paid, about $600,000 to get that into our budget. And it's something we really need. Police have about a $7 million overtime budget. We have a zero. And so the point is we need some of that because we're assisting them at a lot of work, especially in mobile and some other things. So super, super happy. The mayor's budget came out and our money for mobile wasn't listed. So they weren't going to fund it. The next day or two, the mayor's office contacted me and said, we have a different way we want to pay for that. And so what they've done is they've sent now $600,000 more dollars to help us pay for mobile on top of the $9 million. And so I tell you that because I've stood in these types of rooms before being very frustrated where we couldn't get understanding, and the folks that are over there are listening to us, and we owe them a really good effort to make sure we manage that money well. That's what our side of the deal is. And we're going to do that. But we're in a really, really good place from a budget perspective. And it's a credit to the quality of the people that are in this room. And it's I think, the reputation that we've had for many, many years. So super happy budget-wise. I think that will help us as we move forward. I was telling some folks today, when you look out in the parking lot from where I sit most of the day, how full that lot is tells us how many people we're moving through here and hiring and getting ready to go to work. We have a new class coming. We have never had 30 plus people graduate in 3 or 4 consecutive classes. We have the fewest vacancies in COs in the last 6 years right now. We have worked extremely hard, HR, training, to get these folks on board. We've been meeting with our corrections staff to get the overtime under control, and we're going to get that ready to go. The other thing that happens is all the vacancies that we've had that we couldn't move because we were so short, we're promoting people, it feels like daily now, and a lot of things that are happening around us that I think you'll feel better about as we go. So nothing but good news from me and from what's happening across the river to us. That feels extremely, I feel very, very good about that. We got a lot of other things bouncing around, but I think, Chief West, what you got? Anything? Chief Hudson? Chief Joyner? Chief Mike? Can you lead us in a national anthem, please? I've seen people hide, but that's the worst I've ever seen. He's behind the camera. No wonder I forgot to mention your name last month or whatever it was. You're hiding from me. So here's what we're going to do. I want to cancel the management team meeting, so we won't have that following this. I know everybody's disappointed. We can promise we'll make that up to you. We won't let you go. Kelly Oliver smiling too big. That means she should have to go by herself. We'll make that work. But anybody have anything else? Anything going on? Okay, well, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Appreciate your work. Oh, hang out.
I have to brag on my summer intern. He was a little hard. He got confused with the time. But his name is Joshua Thomas, and he is with the Power of the Youth. He was so excited when he came in. He had on, it looked like one of the officers. Somebody thought he was here for training when we came to the building before. But he goes to Kidd High School. He's 17. And he has done a phenomenal job of working with us in the SAFE program. And we had 3 events back to back. One yesterday was with 54 little girls, girls team, and he was the only guy there. And he did a phenomenal job, and I just wanted to give a shout out to him. And then the second thing, if you all would like to make a donation for school supplies, we collected school supplies for Haynes Middle School. If you want to do the papers, some pencils, please.
Maybe next time.
You can take it to the 1417 Murfreesboro High, classroom number 7, and we would greatly appreciate it. I want to be able to take all those things to them next week. So thank you all for your time, and God bless you all.
I want to intern with Darlene McClung. That's what I want to do. I guarantee you that young man is not going to be bored. That's who I want to go be with. I think that'd be my summer intern program. Yeah. I bet you learn to sing. I bet you learn to sing. That'll be the that makes it. All right. Anybody else? Everybody good? Okay. Go have a great rest of your day. I appreciate your work.